kindly share the link with everyone on your various social media platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and what have you. Share the link, spread the news, let everyone connect to the market color, right? So I'll be giving us 30 seconds for that. Please kindly share the link with everyone, and then we'll head straight to the chat. All right, while we're still in the process of doing that, we'll just head straight to the chat and analyze, because time is already fast spent. So for our DXY on a monthly time frame, as you can see, price is clearly bullish, very obvious. Price is bullish, and I expect that when price gets a value gap, there will be some sort of reaction from that level, right? Price is bullish on monthly time frame, and on our weekly time frame too, we can see that price is clearly bullish, right? Price retraced 78.6% level and went up, retraced back to 61.8% fib level, and bought from that level, taking out this high and expanding to the upside, right? For this week, I was expecting some sort of a retracement into this fair value gap and subsequently into this other block. We can already see that is happening on the weekly time frame. Price is retracing and it hasn't really gotten to a point of interest. So with fingers crossed, we'll still be interested in the retracement of the XY on our weekly time frame. And down to our daily time frame, right? I'd like to see price trading into this high, making it our flip zone, whereby resistance becomes support. So I still have the incentive and bias that dollar should still pull down to this high on our daily time frame. Although price has already traded into this fair value gap here, and there's some sort of a reaction there. So if price doesn't hold from this region and buy to the upside, then price should come all the way to this high. Just like I said, where I'm expecting resistance to become support, and then we'll see dollar continuing its trend to the upside, its uptrend, right, on our daily time frame. And for our 4-hour time frame, there's also some sort of a resistance here, whereby I expect that price should trade into this high. I expect that price should trade into this high and then ride all the way to the upside. So dollar still has the incentive to still pull down, to still sell off to this region, and then be comfortable enough to continue our trend to the upside on our 4-hour time frame too. And just to support our sell buyers on dollar, we can see that price has been selling on our 1-hour time frame. And of course, just like I said, I expect that price should sell to our daily high. And down to GBP USD. Our monthly time frame is clearly bearish to the downside, and our weekly time frame is actually bearish. And then we draw our fib from point A to point B, and you can see that price traded to 78.6% fib level, reacted off that level to the downside, and then retraced to 71.61 rather, I beg your pardon, 0.8% fib level, and it is retracing to, it is continuing, it's sold to the downside, I beg your pardon for stammering, right? And then we can see that we were expecting a retracement, and it's playing out, right? I was expecting the price to retrace into this fair value gap, very tiny on the weekly time frame, or it still has the incentive to push up into this other block on the weekly time frame before continuing its trend to the downside. And on our daily time frame also, right, I'm expecting that price should get here. Right? I expect that price should react off this low, right? Price trading into this low and reacting off it. Or if price disregards reacting off this low, then price should still tend to the upside and trade into this other block here on our daily time frame. And for our 4-hour time frame, right? For our 4-hour time frame, right? I also expect that price should trade into this low where support becomes resistance, continue its sell to the downside on our 4-hour time frame. So price still has the incentive to still push up, right? Although price has already kind of got into this region, this fair value gap, and I'm expecting some sort of a reaction, but I still have the incentive that price will still push up at least to this low before price continue its trend to the downside. And I want further attention to our analysis on Wednesday with both Ejimi, right? We're expecting that price should at least come to this other block before continuing its buy to the upside. But that didn't happen. And originally I was sitting down, fingers crossed, and I thought that price was going to retrace to this level. But due to my strategy, I already saw my base and continuation, right? Then I headed straight to 5 minutes to look for my variation, but I didn't see my variation on my 5 minutes. But then I headed straight to 3 minutes, found my variation on my 3 minutes time frame, and I took the buy. I caught 40 pips and I got out, right? On that Wednesday, I think it was before the New York session that I saw the buy playing out and I took the buy, and it delivered 40 pips for me on Wednesday. So if we do not see any proper break of structure on a 1-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame, we should still be looking out to buy GU. Any retracement you see and you see your setup, you can be confident enough to slam it to the upside, right? To buy GU. But if you see a proper break of structure because price is already getting to a point of interest, then you should take your sell. But for today and for this week, GU has been buying. So I'm still holding to my buy bias on GU for the remaining part of this week. Down to Euro USD. Monthly time frame is clearly bearish. The downside forming lower highs and lower lows. And on our weekly time frame, price also very bearish. Retraced into, it bought into 78.6% SIB level, and then it sold off from that region. Price held at 78.6% FIB level and sold off. Trade back into 61.8% FIB level and sold off from that region. And then after every expansion, the retracement. So we're expecting that price will retrace probably into this fair value gap. And if price doesn't react from this fair value gap, then price should push all the way to this weekly order block before it continue itself to the downside. And on our daily time frame, right, there's this low here that I expect that price should react off from. And price is already there. So if price doesn't, sell off from this low, then price should push all the way up into this fair value gap because the buy is quite strong. We haven't seen any break of structure for ourselves. So if we see our break of structure from this level, like this level that price has gotten into this low, we could actually go to lower time frames and look for break of structure for ourselves. If not, we are going to be holding on to our buy to see that price would at least trade into this region. This fair value gap on daily time frame. And for our 4-hour time frame, right? I so expect that there should be some sort of a reaction from this region. This region becoming a flip zone where support becomes resistance. But if that doesn't play out, that price sells off from this region, then price still has the incentive to still push to the upside, to this level. I'm just going to draw that. Sorry about that. I'm just yes, I felt that price should still push up to this region if it doesn't respect this low to become the resistance, then price should come all the way to this fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. Right? So I actually took an EU buy yesterday after the news and price hold off, right? It was just a retracement. When I saw my base and continuation went down to 5 minutes, saw my variation, bullish variation, and I took the buy. I'm still in. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out, right? But I'm still in because I still have the incentive that price should push up to a degree. And then after that, after price gets to a POI, we will be comfortable enough to look out for breakout structures on lower time frames, look out for our entry signatures, and take the sell. For now, since we haven't seen that any retracement you see, you should take your buy after seeing your setup. So that will be all for my session. If you have a contrary bias, or if you have an opinion to state out, please kindly type in the chat box. If you're seeing something different from what I've analyzed, please type in the chat box, right? I would have asked one of us at the floor to state their bias, but time is fast spent. Kindly type in the chat box if you have the contrary analysis or bias. If you don't have any, then we'll be going on a short break. And after the break, Lekon will be coming up for his analysis on precious metals and the end basket. I beg your pardon. So after that, Lekon should be coming up for his analysis.
All right, good morning, everyone. It's good having you on board once again. You are welcome to the market call-up for today, Friday, the 26th of April, 2024. And remember, this market call-up is brought to you by the Value Proof Trading Team, empowered by our preferred broker, your preferred broker, Opta. So right about now, we'll be going into the analysis of the precious metal. But before that, I would like us to, take this participant number all the way to at least 60, 70 this morning. So what you are going to do for me right now, before we go into the analysis, is just try and share the link to your loved ones, everyone on your contact list, on your status. Do that as fast as possible. You are going to see the link in the chat box. Do that as fast as possible so we can move forward. Please, I will give 30 seconds for that so that we can move forward for today's market follow. Okay, welcome back. So today we'll be going deeply into what are we seeing on the precious metal. And right now we are going to look at it on the weekly time frame. We've seen in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, the precious metal created a new high. Like we said, it's been on the price discovery level, and we see the level it created. The high was at about the 2431.55 level, and right now we see it's been coming down. Now, throughout this week, from Monday to date, we've seen the precious metal selling all the way to the downside. And there's a particular level we marked on our 4-hour time frame that we expect the precious metal to sell to. And if it breaks that level, then we know that we've resumed our bearish trend. However, we still have in sight that the war going on is still very much important. The Israel-Hamas war, Israel, Iran, so all those wars looming everywhere. So that should give us some level of concern. However, if the structure on our chart is already telling us to sell, you can easily take the sell, but make sure we are using proper risk management strategy so that we won't be trapped by the market. Now, on the weekly time frame, we've seen clearly that the precious metal is very much bullish all the way to the upside. And if you come down to the daily time frame too, that is also confirming what the weekly time frame is saying. However, we've seen some level of break of market structure on the daily time frame below here. And you can see this is the low here. And we see candle closes below that particular level. And that is telling us that there is a bit of shift in the market structure. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Then we are going to see what exactly is it on the 4-hour time frame. If you remember vividly, on Thursday, on Monday, we actually drew this particular level, and we said we expect precious metal, this particular level, to hold if it's still going to continue its buy all the way to the top. And even me, I saw a buy position somewhere around this place where I wanted to buy from, but I was kicked out, meaning it broke this particular level all the way to the downside. And if that is happening, it's telling us something that all this big move all the way to the downside here, the precious metal is trying to cover it up. You get the point now. So if you go to the daily time frame, we are going to see what we are trying to do on the daily time frame. Look at the daily time frame. You see this void all the way from this level here. If you draw your Fibonacci from this particular swing point, like the fair value gap here in the daily time frame. So we expect price to retrace all the way back to the 50% fib level. And where's our 50% fib level? This is it here. Good. This is our 50% fib level. So I'm going to remove the Fibonacci tool right now. Now, this is our 50% fib level. So we expect price to rally all the way into the 50% fib level and begin to sell down. You know why? If you look at it also from the daily time frame, we are going to see this is, let's go to 4-hour, and we are going to see a level, some shoulder there. Now, this is a shoulder. We see this, and we see a sharp move all the way to the upside. Now, we've seen price broke that level. This is the low here. As you can see, this is the low that produces the sweep to the upside. So We mark this particular level as our low. Now, this is the low, this is the shoulder. We've seen a sharp move to the upside. Price coming to tap that place, reverse back, and came back with full momentum to break that level to the downside. Now, let's mark our shoulder at this particular point. This is it here. Now you've seen our shoulder, that is where our shoulder is. And if that is our shoulder, and this is the 50% fib level, which is this particular level here, this line I drew here, we expect price to rally all the way into that level, into the shoulder. And we can see a flip zone somewhere around this place. You can see this slope here. This is a flip zone. So we have more confluence at that particular level, meaning when price rally all the way into that place, we expect it to begin to sell all the way to the downside. And that is what we are looking out for right now. So price should rally all the way to that place and begin to sell. So if you come down all the way to the 1 hour time frame, what are we seeing on the 1 hour time frame? On the 1 hour time frame, we are seeing that price should rally all to the upside. Now, as it's going that way, it created a break of market structure, a shoulder pattern for a buy somewhere around this place. You can see it here. This is the shoulder, this is the sweep. Possible break to the upside. So we expect price to come back and tap into this place and also rally back, but it hasn't done that. So instead, it's going for the flip zone, the 50% flip level first before it comes all the way to the downside. So be mindful of this. You can mark out that level on your 1 hour time frame. This particular level here, mark it out on a 1 hour time frame. Meaning when price come back to that level, it is expected to react all the way to the upside again. So that is for the precious metal. Now, if we look at it on the 15-minute time frame to see what exactly are we going to see on the 15-minute time frame. Now, on the 15-minute time frame, if you look at the 15-minute time frame, what are we seeing on it? We've seen that on the 15-minute time frame, it's totally a bullish move all the way to the upside. And you can see how price sweep this particular low and create a higher high. So we expect price to come all the way, maybe to clear this particular point and move all back again. But if you zoom in more, this particular level that we have here is we are going to see price react from it. Now, I can see someone asking in the chat box that what's the basis for drawing the fib within the fair value gap and not from the swing to swing at its convention. All right, thank you. Now, if you look at the daily time frame, whenever we have a sharp move to the downside like that, like volume imbalance, we call it volume imbalance, liquidity void, or you call it liquidity void. So whenever we have this long volume imbalance, we expect that price should pull back again and measure at least 50% of that void, that imbalance, before it continue its direction, because this imbalance that it causes here created a shift of market structure. It broke structure all the way to the downside. So we expect it that when price retraces all the way to the 50% of that imbalance, then it should start continue the direction it's been moving on initially before. So I believe that is clear right now. So for today, all we are going to say is just wait until price enters this 50% level where we mark, which is also correlated with the shoulder. And this is the shoulder. You can even see the shoulder clearly on the daily time frame. This is the shoulder here. So when price comes back there, and even see a flip zone below here too. So it's going to be a very good one for us to short at that particular point. However, if you see a buy position to this level, you may want to take it if it's in alignment with your trading strategy. And that is going to be the analysis for the precious metal today. Now, let's quickly take a look at the yam basket. You know, today is a very big day for the yam basket. Big day in the sense that it couldn't control itself as the water is being poured, couldn't control itself, it just slipped all the way to the downside. And couldn't blame the yen. Also, we know reason why that happened, because the interest rate of the yen of Japan was not increased. And I think we are going to see that on the news. Let's quickly take a look at that on Forex Live today. Now, the interest rate of Japan was released today, and there is no any changes in it. It still remained the 10% after the increase that was done sometimes last month. So we want to see what exactly is now, because currently now on the yen basket, there is no any structure you will say that you want to look out for. Where we price reverse from, where is it heading to, or what are we saying? No, there's nothing like that on the yen basket, because yen basket is currently in a low that we've not seen it for a very long time. Is in a price discovery level, and that his own price discovery is to the negative side, to the downside rather. So make sure you just have to be very cautious on it. All right, so let's look at it. Now, the governor of the Bank of Japan, where he says that underlying inflation has been gradually rising, and those are the things that we are seeing. And remember, the moment the yen just slipped to the downside, UJ broke its own eye, and like it just flew all the way to the upside, and you can see 155 level all the way to the upside. Now, if you continue to look at it, you're going to see a lot of news there. But I saw one that is very, very amazing below here very early this morning. That was when the news was released for the Japanese yen, and you are going to see that quickly now. Now, this is it. The Bank of Japan interest rate unchanged at 0 to 10, 0.10%. You get the point now. So now, looking at this now, is telling us that currently, yes, the interest rate was increased last month, of which we did not see any significant, change in the yen basket, meaning a lot of investors are not really pumping their money to the yen basket, even irrespective of the increase in the interest rate. But right now, they still now sit on that particular interest rate, because the speculation since yesterday was that, okay, maybe they are still going to increase it again this particular month, which they did not. It still remain the same. Why? Because like Boss has always explained to us, if there are other countries that are giving, other banks that are giving me some significant interest on my, money with them, so why should I move out to go to another one? Like example now, the CHF interest rate compared to these ones, since the CHF cuts down their own interest rate and Bank of Japan increase their own, even the increment of the Bank of Japan is not really matching up with that of the CHF. So since that is not really matching up, you are still going to stay in the one that is still paying you better than the other one, even though it's not as high as it's paying you before. And that is what we are seeing playing out on the yen basket. So on the yen basket currently now, all we can see right now is that the yen basket is totally down, like totally down. My own expectation yesterday, we're having discussions yesterday as regard the interest rates, and I was also speculating that the worst that can happen to the yen basket is when it gets to the 66,000 level, it should reverse back. That was my speculation yesterday, that would be a psychological level for price to reverse back. But all the way we just see it, it tanked all the way to the downside. But something is happening currently now for the yen basket. You can see now, I think that is as a result of the conference, the weather conference right now. Let's look at Forex Live to see what is going on currently on the yen basket. So all the sales that it did after the release of the news for the interest rate all the way to the downside is being taken back up right now. All right. Okay, we've not seen any news, coming out. We've not seen anything going on there. But if you look at the forest factory, let's see what's going on forest factory, if there's any news currently for the Japanese yen. All right, there's nothing much on it. There's nothing much. Or probably it's the press conference that is going on currently. But you can see the sharp move all the way to the upside, consuming over 5 hours candle all the way to the upside. Now, having understand this, let's take a look at what is going on GJ. Remember, we said for GJ, we are expecting a very big, sell when it gets to a level we've been looking at on the monthly time frame. Let's see it on the monthly time frame. Great, this is it here. So we've seen GJ come all the way to clear liquidity at this top here. If you look at it very well, you are going to see that price has cleared liquidity at this top here. Just tapped into it a bit, and we are seeing it coming a bit to the downside. So all we'll be looking out for today is if we see a clear structure to the downside, a clear break of market structure, then we can easily follow it all the way to the downside, and it's going to be a very good one for us. Now, if you look at it, this is liquidity at the top here, liquidity at the top here. Price just came all the way just to tap a bit, of which you can still see a last push just to confirm that, okay, I've done what I want to do. And we can see a flip zone somewhere around this place. This is a flip zone here. We can all see it now. So we expect price to react from this flip zone. This is a monthly flip zone all the way to the downside. Now, for a few times now, we've been expecting that price will sell off this particular shoulder here, but it did not. Instead, it just came to clear liquidity, and we expect it to go all the way to the downside. Until we see a clear break of market structure on that, then we are not doing anything for GJ. Now look at right now, what is on GJ right now is very much bullish all the way to the upside. Now, what are the scenarios that we can see to take a sell for GJ? Let's quickly analyze that. Now we've seen that this is a shoulder. All we are expecting to see for GJ after this shoulder is we should see that this price, what is happening right now, breaks this particular level here. If price breaks this particular level here to the downside, then, and it comes back again into this shoulder, we can easily follow it all the way to the downside, and that's going to be a very sweet one. Well, if you go to your lower time frame, like let's say 1 hour, you see what's really going on. Now, on 1 hour time frame, you can see it's almost the same thing that is happening there. So until you see a clear break to the downside, that's when we should be looking out for ourselves on the Japanese GJ. All right. So that is going to be the end of this London session for the market color. If you have any question, let's quickly take it. Let's quickly take your question. If you have any question, let's quickly take it before we call it a day. Is there any question, please? Any question, or if you have any contribution, just type in the chat box before we call it a day. Now, remember vividly, if you want to, take trade in line with us alongside every trader on the floor, all you just need to do is create your account using our IB link. You are going to see it in the chat box. And when you create the account, make a deposit of at least $200 in your account. Then we are going to add you to the TDA Plus group, where we give our trade setup there from every of the trader in the floor. And through that, you can easily join us. Like we all know, Friday is meant for withdrawal. So do that and join us as we take you on that journey. So this is going to be the end of today's top-down analysis. Oh, Chidima said 200 is much now. All right, Chidima, type in the chat box. How much do you want to deposit? It's you now. I'm talking to you now. But it's 200. We are receiving 200 as the minimum deposit. But you now, how much do you want to deposit in your Okta account? Let me know. Let me know. 20. That's 10%. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, sis. So sorry. It won't. It's not. It's not. What if you can do 100? Let's be on board. You can do 100, Shidima. We are going to onboard you and we take it up from that particular level. Does that make sense now? All right. So this is going to be the end of the market call-off for the London session. To meet again for the New York session of the market call-off, make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. All right. Thank you so much. Cheers and God bless.